Hey guys, it's Chris with City Your Homestead and time for supper. So tonight I'm going to make something that I've been hungry for a very long time, and my mom used to make it all the time. Just not with the spices I'm going to use today. We're going to try it with that. So, but the first thing I need to do is I need to cut up these big potatoes so we can boil them. How's that? Because we're going to have boiled potatoes with this. If you want to do mashed potatoes or something else, by all means, do it. So I got a call today from our son in Tennessee, and he is officially engaged. So if you're watching it, Emily, welcome to the family. They will be getting married in January of 28. So I officially have two of my sons engaged now. So, yeah. I'm pretty excited about that. We kind of knew, but he had to make it official. Because remember, we met her last time. So, yeah. And him and I talked for about an hour today. And, you know, I'm not his real mom. His real mom passed away. But honestly, that's going to just have to be enough potatoes. I don't want to get a bigger pan. But honestly, I've been in his life since he was in his young 20s. And I love him like the dickens. I love him like he's my own. So, I'm really proud of him and how far he's come and what he's doing in life. And it makes me a very, very happy woman. And he said today, he goes, you know, I do watch your videos once in a while. I go, you do? He says, yeah. He says, you really do a good job. He says, you should stick with it. I like your videos. And I'm like, you do? So that made me feel good today too. So yeah. So today we're going to make pork chops. Now it says to do it in oil. I do not like to fry in oil other than deep frying. I don't like the smell of it. Never have. So I'm going to use some olive oil because it says to make it 3/4 of an inch thick of oil, but we'll see about that. And then, what did I do with it? There it is. It was hiding. It was hiding from me. I'm going to start out with half a stick of butter. I do like the smell of cooking butter. I don't like the smell of oil. To me, it reminds me of like when my aunt and stuff was doing, they were doing liver and onions, and then you'd smell it all day. And it was just gross. So, I'm going to use a cup of flour, and I'm going to use, let's see, we need salt and pepper. This is all my mom added, actually. But I looked at these recipes, and I'm going to add the other flavors because maybe it'll taste good. Alright, and then we need a half a teaspoon of paprika. Not a full teaspoon, of course. And we need a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder and onion powder. I did get out another potato, but it'll be enough. And if not, I'll cook them up, the potato in the microwave to take to work tomorrow. You can always make everything work, right? And a 1/4 teaspoon of that. And then we're going to mix that all together. Is there ever anything that your mom made when you were a kid and you kind of miss it? You know what I mean? Like, she used to do this probably once a week, at least twice a month. Probably because it was cheap. I was watching a show today on how different women were in the 50s versus now. And you know, I think a lot of it is true, and that's why some of the kids nowadays have such a hard time. Because back in the 50s, they used everything twice. They darned their socks, and they, you know, I remember my mom putting patches, and they used to have the coolest patches. You know, some of them had smiley faces on them, and some had peace signs and all that, you know. Actually, we thought the patches were cool. Kids nowadays probably not so much. I don't know, they walk around with pants that look all torn up. It could be. I don't know. That part I never understood. Why you'd want a brand new pair of pants to look old like that. That just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Alright, I'm going to turn that down a little bit. Now this says it needs to be pounded. My mom never pounded them. But she never used boneless either, because the boned-in ones were cheaper. But I don't really like the boned-in ones. So I'm just going to smack them just a little bit. Not much. Because they're already pretty thin. So we don't need them to be a lot thinner than that, to be honest. Alright. Let's pick that up. Now, the oil should be getting hot enough. So, what we want to do first is dip it into the flour. And I really like these, actually, when my mom did them. And I'm going to have to do one, too, that is shake and bake, because she used to make these ones were shake and bake, but I'll make my own. And, oh, you guys, I'm just thinking of ways to use up some of the pork, and I didn't realize I had so many pork loins in my freezer. And I don't need to, you know, can them all up, so we'll use them up for different things. And we're going to put that in the oil. Trying to use the flour up in my container so I can wash it and put fresh flour in there. So you have to tell me what's something that your mom made that you really, really, really liked and you miss it. Like she used to make, I don't know what it was. Oh my gosh, I can't think of what it was. But she made noodles, and then oxtail and noodles. That's one thing she made. And the other thing was, what was it? It had gizzards, and then it had those dumplings. And she made them in a well, a cooker back then, you know what I mean? Most people don't use those anymore because they were pretty dangerous. Yeah, I can't remember what they were called, but anyway. I wish that I had gotten that recipe because, oh man, even when I was out on my own, she's like, I'm making this today, you want me to save you back a bowl? And I'm like, duh. I'll be over to get it later. Even if I had to come all the way from Lanesburg to do it. I loved it. And oxtail now is so expensive. But she did a lot of it. Oh, in her pressure cooker. That's what it was called. Alright. So now I'm going to turn my heat up just a little bit. Let me get these to fry, and I'm going to wash my hands, and then I'll be back. Aren't those starting to look good? Yummy. I can't wait. There was something else my mom used to make. And I was looking at this cupboard behind me, and there's some veggies in there that I need to use up too. Plus some in the pantry and some downstairs. And I found a can of spinach. Now my mom used white vinegar. And I have apple cider in the refrigerator, so that's what we're going to use. Now, I don't need anything added to mine because, honestly, you guys, I could just sit here and eat the whole can. Tom, not so much. He's not the biggest fan of spinach. But, you know, we have made this deal to each other that, you know, there's things that I eat that I don't like. There's stuff he don't like. There's stuff that we both don't like. And those we don't cook. So, there's what we're going to have for our vegetables. I'm sure you'll get a look from him when he tries it. But that's okay. It's good for him. Now, I had another idea, and I'm not sure how it'll work. Here's the pork chops, by the way. Don't they look good? But I thought, I have this flour left. There's oil in that pan. And what did I do with the spoon? Did I not get one out? I thought I did. Yes, I did. So I thought, if this doesn't work, it's okay. But what if it does work? So I'm going to use some of that flour. And we're going to put it in with that oil. You guys know I'm not that great with gravy, so we'll see here. We'll get that gravy or that flour taste out of it. And I'll have some flour in it from when we cook the pork chops. Maybe having gravy will make up for spinach. Alrighty. Now this is going to be just a darker, well, what we call here in Michigan milk gravy. So it'll just be darker than usual. That's okay. It'll still be gravy, right? He's calling in right now as we speak. Get that turned down just a little bit there, Chris. And I'm going to add some salt and pepper to that. Remember, it's got the spices from that flour. Let's see if we can make this into gravy. I need a little bit more milk. It's working. Hey, you got leftover fat, you got leftover flour. Why not let it go to waste? And usually we end up not using our half gallon of milk that we usually buy. So, you know, that way that's not wasted. All right, it's starting to thicken. Okay. The question is, how's it going to taste? Because it is pretty brown, see? Needs more pepper. You can taste the olive oil in it a little bit. Come on. But that's fine. And now he'll have gravy. I'll wipe my spoon off here. It's my family. Nobody else is eating. And I wiped it off. Now that's good. That is good. From the leftover stuff, Yay, and I made gravy. Awesome. It worked. All right, so I will put the plates together and we'll have him test drive. Taste test everything when he gets back. We'll meet you guys at the table. Well, hi, Tom.
Hello.
There's dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Give it a try.
Mm.
How's the pork chops?
Delicious.
And I made gravy from all the leftover stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yum.
You like it?
Mm-hmm.
There's some green stuff over there on that corner.
Healthy and useful.
Give it a try.
Fresh and spinach now?
She's like, that's your responsibility.
You didn't want pieces of pork steak going.
I used apple cider vinegar on it.
That's not bad, actually.
My mom always used pure vinegar, but I thought apple cider, you'd like that. So you gotta work tomorrow, huh?
Yep.
Alrighty, well, we're gonna let you eat. You guys have a blessed night. Be a blessing, and goodbye, Tom.
Goodbye, Tom.
You guys have a great one.